Everyone, my name is Richie Laser. I am a realtor. I've been a realtor for about 17 years. Presently, for the last year now, almost, with my home group. And also, I'm up in Prescott, Arizona. So for those of you who are down in the valley, I certainly would like to be your Prescott, Arizona referral agent. We'll talk about that today. The sign says follow-up results. 10 years ago, we started follow-up results. We do marketing. We create a 33 to a 36 touch program for realtors, teams, expansion teams, to your databases. And our mission in this is to get you repeat and referral business from your database. What I'll discuss today is pretty much about like chasing leads versus given leads. I'll show statistics from NER to prove how important your database is to get referrals and repeat business. And yeah, I'm showing you what follow-up results does for agents, but I'm also sharing this with you because if you really wanted to do this yourself, you can. And today I want to discuss also with you, some of you, all of you might have heard from other agents from title companies telling you, you know, during this COVID-19 virus scare, now's not the time to market to your database, not to discuss business. But I'm going to tell you that I think that is wrong. I think now as agents, we do need to take the time to get in touch with our database as far as like calling them or texting them to see how everyone is doing, to show concern for them, but not to stop your marketing, because in our business, yeah, maybe buyers and sellers right now are waiting for this to be over, but they're still relying on us for information about the real estate business market, where it's at right now, when to jump back in. We're the only ones they're going to really get that information from. So yes, it is important to keep up your marketing. All right, let me move on. And to show you how important marketing is and is going on, this was an article I read, and it states that amid the pandemic, agents, brokers have leveraged technology with email marketing the most utilized at 92%, according to this survey. So what kind of lead generation do you do? You know, there's open houses, calling on FSBOs, calling on expireds, working your sphere, door knocking. Those are all the different types of lead generation. But what kind of customer do you prefer? Do you prefer that kind of customer that you have to convince them, like an expired after they've had a bad taste with a previous seller, or a FSBO that just doesn't want to deal with us at all, or open houses, and so on? What kind of customer do you prefer? For me personally, and that's why I started follow-up results, for me, I want the customer that's going to want to give me the business, and that's what I work on. So next thing is who do you think your competition is? You know, I cut out one slide, which was then versus now. When we started follow-up results, let's say 10 or so years ago, back then it was for realtors, not everyone was marketing to their database at all. Probably 5% of the realtors were doing marketing to their database and actually getting 95% of the real estate business that's out there. So, but today it's different. A lot more realtors, agents are doing marketing, even though they may not be doing it correctly or consistently. But your competition today is Today it's different because today it's about protecting your database. There are between iBuyers, companies like OfferPad and so on, Zillow today that are buying properties on the spot. Even though they're not here during this virus period, they're going to jump right back in as soon as they can. And our other competition are real estate companies today that are, through artificial intelligence, providing leads to their agents. So if we're not staying in touch and building that relationship with the people in our database, those people, those companies are finding out who's thinking about buying, who's thinking about selling before we know. So this is the importance of today. So I talked about lead generation of different forms. And then you have to consider what you have to do to convert those leads. All the scripts that you have to know, how to handle objections, learning DISC profile, it's very important, and even taking as far as learning NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. These are the things that you need to do to be able to convert leads today. But with what I do, lead cultivation, cultivating past clients, friends, families, business associates, and people I'm meeting for the first time and putting them in my database. Cultivation works for me personally because when I get a phone call and someone's saying, "Hey, Rich, how you doing? I haven't my wife and I are ready to list our house or look for a new house." And my whole script is, sure, when do you want to get started? And those people want to give you your business, their business. So here's something I always teach in a class. And this is about to really think about it. Think about it. You may say, well, I do a really good job in staying in touch with the people in my database, with past clients. Here's a perfect example, and tell me if it doesn't remind you, doesn't make you think maybe I should be checking myself. And this is the Richie the Realtor Challenge. So here's Karen in Scottsdale. She had good intentions of keeping good contact with her clients, but as you know, there just isn't enough time to do it all. And while cleaning up her database and checking on the MLS to see who might have bought a home, she found out that she lost out on 4 transactions just over the past 2 years. So I challenge you to look up past clients. And I'm going to show you slides very soon that'll even show you that people that you may have bought a house for maybe 3 years ago are moving already. So, and this is all from the NAR statistics. So you have to really focus on your database. Your network is your net worth. And you have to think of your database as your data bank. All the money in your business is going to come from there. So even talking about now, how do we deliver value? Even especially now, we're talking about the time during this time of social distancing, right? So there are great ways to stay in touch with the people that you know, the people in your database, is just saying hi, let them know that you're thinking of them, connecting with them personally on social media. And when we talk about social media, it's not just liking comments. First of all, make sure everyone in your database you're friends with on social media, and vice versa. And pay attention to actually what they're posting on Facebook, and get involved in the conversation, not just liking, posing questions, share it, and also being able to share stuff with them, whether it's an article that you can send them in an email or a post you can share with them that relates to them on social media. And then always think about who you can introduce to them that will be mutually beneficial. Don't be afraid to send that quick email to them. How about saying thank you? Social media, following them on Facebook or wherever you want, wherever you use social media, saying thank you for things that they're sharing on social media. Thank them for it. Ask people what their goals are. So again, during this time of COVID-19 virus, now's a good time to just get in touch with them, ask them. So when this is all over, Jim, you were just talking about that, right? When this is all over, what are your goals? What do you want to do? Where do you want to travel? Leverage that intelligence from that meeting and previous meetings, meaning take notes when you're having conversations with people. So this way, let's say, Jim, right, you told me you're going to be traveling. Well, if I record that, 3 months from now, I may get in touch with you again and start off the conversation and say, Jim, so where did you go? How was it, right? Leverage that intelligence from previous meetings. So starting some statistics from NAR. Again, this is all good to show everyone here, even if you're doing as a lead generation, if you're doing internet leads, the importance is those internet leads have to go into your database and you have to put them on a consistent program of staying in touch with them. So look at this. Would sellers use their agent again or recommend to others? 73% said definitely. Another 14% said probably. And I don't know if you could read what's on the bottom, but I want to share that with you. So according to research, a past client gets the opportunity to recommend a sales associate 2 or 3 times a year. Typically, a friend, a neighbor, or social media contact will ask for a real estate referral. So if you just have 20 past clients who were satisfied with your services, they could generate 200 to 300 potential referrals over the next 5 years. Okay, don't laugh at me, but I'm going to attempt to draw if it allows me. Okay, I can't draw a straight line. Tell me though if you see it.
Yeah.
Good, okay. So I want you to think of this as a timeline for this year, okay? And in this timeline for this year, you're going to have X amount of transactions. And by the way, this is how the average realtor works. Basically, we get up every day and we wonder where the next transaction is going to come from. And that's what we focus on. We're really not focusing on repeat business and referral business. But here's the thing. So this is the timeline. And each notch on this could represent 5 listings, 5 transactions, 10 transactions. But now I want you to put your mindset that you're going to be focusing on getting repeat business and getting referrals. And by the way, this is how it begins. Whether it's in the middle of a transaction, where if the transaction's going really well, that's the first time that you ask for a referral. Do you know anyone else that might be thinking about buying or selling that could use my service? Second is certainly at closing, right? And closing, you ask permission if it would be okay if every 3 to 4 months, would it be okay if I give you a call just to check in with you, see how things are going, but also to see if you know anyone at that time that may be thinking about buying and selling? No one is going to say no. So it's up to us to now put that in our calendar every 3-4 months to be able to call that person. They just gave you permission to do so. So here's the thing. This is what it's going to do to your normal business timeline. So this transaction, or 5 transactions or 10 transactions, is now going to give you at least 1 referral each year, at least 1. And let's just say they're just around for 5 years. Now, from this transaction, you have 5 more transactions. But let's take it a step further, because now with each one of these transactions, again, you're going to get another referral each year, and so on and so on. So you can see how this is how you get your business to grow exponentially. Does that make sense? Now I got to get out of this draw. Okay. Oh, hold on. I just got to figure out how to get out of the draw screen. I need an eraser. Anyone know how to do this? Okay, let me see. This is where I need Kelly. All right, just forgive me for what you still see the drawing on top of my slide? Anyone answer? Okay, let me go on to this slide. All right, so before I was discussing tenure in previous home. So if you look at this chart, you bought a house for somebody. Well, three years later, well, all the clients that you bought a house for, 3 years from now, 13% of those people that you bought homes for are going to move again. 4 to 5 years, 14%. So we have to remember that. We have to stay in touch, okay? Method used to find a real estate agent for selling, okay? Look at the percentages. Referred by a neighbor, friend, or relative. 39% was referrals. And used an agent again, another 27%. But look how you go down this column. The small amounts from a website, 4%, open house, 3%. All of these. Your biggest game in town is getting referrals. And here's how did a buyer find, okay? 41% of all buyers were referred by a friend, neighbor, or relative, and another 12% was an agent used previously. Would a buyer use a real estate agent again or recommend to others? Look at this statistic. 75% would use their real estate agent again or refer to others. 75 definitely, and another 15% probably. The problem with this, though, only about 11% actually do, because only 11% actually remember who we are as realtors, because we're not staying in touch with them. Look at this. Let's compare the average agent's budget that it took them to get their business there. So take referrals, column 1, all right? 36% of a GCI for a realtor comes from referrals. And it only costs them 11.7% of their budget. Same thing for sphere of influence. 25%, 25.7% comes from their sphere of influence, and from their budget, it was only 3.7%. And same thing for repeat business. But look, as you go into the right side of the screen, I'm like online ads, right? 10% of their business comes from online ads, but it costs them 36.6% of their budget. Even open houses, their budget costs more than what they're getting. And look at cold calling, offline ads, and even farming. This is probably my favorite piece right here. Let me tell you a story first. I moved from Phoenix to Prescott about 2 to 3 years ago. When I moved to Prescott, I still do business in Phoenix, but I don't have a sphere of influence up here in Prescott in my new town. I don't know enough people. So what I did realize, though, is I can get business from realtors. And this is why it came to me. So why add realtors to your database? Look at this statistics here. Seller used the same agent. They sold their house and purchased a new house. But this is by how many miles away. So in the beginning, you can see from 10 miles or less, 84% of sellers use the same agent to purchase a home. 11 to 20 miles, 82%. Now it starts going down. 21 to 50, 64%, and so on and so on and so on. To, let's say, 100 miles and more, only 12% will use that agent again, which really makes sense. So, but what I did was I realized where are people coming from that are moving to Prescott? Where are people coming from right now moving down to the Phoenix area? And it's probably the same. I'm assuming most of the people right now are possibly coming from California. Would you say that's correct? Yep. Up here in Prescott, I would say now 90% of my own clients are coming from California. So what I started doing, I started building up a whole database of realtors, both in the Valley and in all over California, and I extended it into Nevada and Washington. So for me personally, my whole marketing, besides my sphere of influence down in the Valley and my new clients up here, is all going to realtors. And let me explain to you what happened. First year, I had 25 agent referrals. Add that to your transactions, right? It's huge. Not every transaction that's being referred is a good one. Some are things I don't handle. I don't handle land, or they think I'm in a different city than which I am. But it's always a win-win because I can always pass on referral on to somebody else. It's always a win-win. The most important thing that if you do this and if you do this consistently, you wind up building the reputation of being that go-to realtor in your area. And it really works. And it's working for a lot of our follow-up results clients, no matter where they are in the country. So think about, number one, make a list. Where are people coming from? For those agents in the Valley, they're coming from the Midwest. Where did we originally come from? I don't know if you can hear my New York accent. I'm assuming. So I'm originally from New York. So put agents in New York in your database. You can relate to them. Put agents from the company that you are with, my home group, let's say, all right? Put all the agents in Tucson, whatever's in California. There's even an office in Boca Raton, Florida. But get them all in your database and start marketing to them. Where do they move to? That's another list that you have to create. Where are people moving from Phoenix? Where are they going? From Prescott, where are they going? Maybe it's cooler climates. Connect with realtors in those areas. build up a database and create the same kind of touch program that you would make for your sphere of influence. You create a touch program for those realtors. And here's something that I think is very, very important that I use myself. So when I send out 2 to 3 emails, flyers to these agents. Are agents really going to open up your flyers? Maybe not. Most of them don't. But if they see in the subject line consistently, like I do, I put from your Prescott, Arizona referral agent partner. That's all they have to see. Because when all of a sudden they have a client somewhere in California that is thinking about moving to Prescott, who are they going to think of? And it works. Okay? So, and treat them like your sphere of influence. How are you going to reward those people? What kind of information can you share with them that are going to help them, that's going to help them in their business as well? It's about building the relationship. Okay, I went back to this slide because now we're talking about email marketing to your clients. So a good direct mail newsletter is an essential component of an effective stay in touch strategy with past clients, hot prospects, and geographic farms. You'll get and convert many more leads and referrals with a newsletter than without one. And especially the kind of newsletters that, let's talk about email marketing newsletters that we do and that you can do. What's great about email marketing is that, and I'll show you what we do, anything that you put in your newsletter can link to an article, can link to a search page on your website, can link to your What's My Home Value page on your website, can link to listings. And every single time someone in your database is clicking through to any one of those, you're going to get a report of who in your database clicked on a listing, who in your database clicked on an article that may also indicate that the fact that they clicked through to the article would indicate also that it's a buyer or seller. Or how about someone clicking through to What's My Home Value? You can't get much of a better seller lead than that to follow up with. Oops. Also, in your marketing, even within your newsletters like we do, I encourage this tremendously, okay? Every realtor should be doing videos. Every realtor. We include them in our newsletters, so you don't have to use another outside source, but you can use videos anywhere, on Facebook, Instagram, but you should be using videos. Look at these statistics. And by the way, these statistics were already maybe 3 years old, so it's that much more. Did you know that up to 90% of internet traffic will be video based? This is no time to be shy about creating a video. It's easy. And you don't have to be professional. You can be, and it's better to be, yourself on a video. Even if you goof up, laugh at it, okay? People want to know you as an individual. They want to know you to be able to like you, to see if they want to be associated with you. Do videos. Customers respond to a video 600% more than print. A 1-minute video is worth 1.8 million words. Okay. Video email versus traditional email, 81% gets more replies, 68% more convert more leads. What could you do on a video today regarding going back to the COVID-19 virus? Okay. What could you do today to help people in your database through a video? So agents who have perfected the long sales cycle approach to building a lifetime rapport with their contacts don't necessarily rely on a steady bombardment of advertising and marketing messages. In fact, a thorough analysis of their communication reveals that each exchange they have with contacts meets one or more of the following criteria. People in your database want to know you appreciate them. They want to know you're educating them, making them think, sometimes making them laugh, and in best case, all four. And that could all be done within a newsletter. So here are some ideas for your newsletter. And then think about in creating, adding value, and I'll show you that too. Again, going back to coronavirus, because you can include online articles. Every day, I get a slew of articles that we use in our newsletter marketing that you can too regarding the virus. And everything is valuable to the people in your database. But in general, feature a client's success story or a testimonial in your newsletter. Write a personal message. Highlight recent listings. And by the way, I only post active listings, never pendings, never solds, because the people reading it, the people that you're trying to find in your database are people who want to do future business, right? And I tell my follow-up results clients that when they send us listings, 6 active listings, and each one in a different price point. You want to attract different buyers in your database. And at the same time, you want to show sellers that you do business in their price point. So it's very important to do all of that. Post local community news. There's so much today even regarding your own community and what's going on with the virus. Announce an event you're sponsoring. I have a lot of agents that, number one, do events as simple as come to the office and pick up your pie, as we're getting closer to Thanksgiving. I have some agent clients that actually give seminars. So this is a great way to post it. And by the way, this is a great time just like where everyone's online right now, sharing different things. Why not do with your database, asking all the people in your database who have kids to submit to you to post on a newsletter a drawing. Have a drawing costume. I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of people are drawing on the sidewalks. Kids are drawing on the sidewalks right now. Share that. Ask them to share that with you, that you can post it in your marketing. So there are all different types. If you want, afterwards, if you want any of these screens, just touch base with me, and I'll be happy to share it with you. So here are just some of the articles that we posted, and this was when it originally broke. Now, I'll read some of these to you in case you can't see them, but tell me honestly, wouldn't this be valuable information to share with your database? Okay, Arizona banks agree to ease foreclosures and evictions, provide relief to borrowers and small businesses. Why the pandemic won't derail growth in Phoenix. Here are companies, mass hiring during the virus pandemic. These are all great articles to share that will be helpful with people in your database. So follow-up results, just to share with you what we do. And again, this is something you should be doing. And you may be doing it, and I hope you're doing it, and some people are doing it, but not doing it consistently. But this is what we do. We create 12 monthly custom newsletters. So you can add videos, you can have as little input or as much input as you like. We do 12 monthly market reports. And by the way, Tina Tamboa, she's been working with follow-up results probably for the last maybe 8 years, providing us with the Phoenix market report that we share. So we send that out. So that's 24 emails that go out a year just for newsletter and market reports. We do 8 holiday emails. We give you 6 additional emails that could be used when you want us to create for you either a listing announcement, which is great, by the way, to bring along on a new listing appointment to show how you're marketing their listing, an open house announcement, or it could be an event announcement. So we do all of those. Agent-to-agent referral program, that's a little something separate, but it's so inexpensive and the return on investment is huge, just huge on that. And also, we provide a texting service. So what we're able to do, if you wanted to do that, for people that are not opening up your newsletter, as long as you have phone numbers for those people, we could then now text out your newsletter to them. So that's another cool thing. So we do things throughout the whole year. We do, additionally, we held a survey twice a month to send out to your database. We sent out an email just in the beginning about the coronavirus and how you will be handling your real estate business, so they should know. So we do plenty of things throughout the whole year in addition to what we normally send out. And when someone starts up with us, the first time your newsletter goes up, number one, you get an email from someone in my company that will tell you how to get your reports, your leads, and follow up with it. And then you get an email personally from me that will tell you now what to do with those leads, the call you need to make, the questions to ask. And the end question is getting permission for you to be able to call them. And when you get the permission, you put it in your calendar every 3 to 4 months that you know you're going to call them. And I check up on my clients too to make sure they're doing it. So here are some examples of some of the listings. I'll share with you just a few. I may have to get out of this screen. Let me see if this works. Whoops. Did I lose you? Eileen, talk to me.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you still see my screen? What do you see?
No, just you.
Just
Same here. Same here.
Okay, hold on. I got you. I got you. Do you see S4 group?
Yes.
All right, good. All right, so I'll give you some examples of newsletters, market reports, and so on. I'll do it as quickly as possible. I know you're all busy. So this is a newsletter, and yes, we have a few My Home Group agents they've been doing it since they went with Keller Williams. But this is an example of their newsletter. And again, the idea with marketing to your database, going back to the virus, you always, within your marketing, your message has to match the market. So like if you went back to 2007 when we were going through short sales, your message had to match the market then, same way it does today. So we gave a whole bunch of articles to our clients to see what they wanted to use. But this is her newsletter, so that was at the top. And then we provide content. Ryan, he's also, I think, with us. So this is what I'm talking about, the 6 listings. And each one is connected either to the MLS or your website. Either way, I tell a lot of people they don't have to use, and I hope I don't get in trouble if Larry Dignan is listening to me, but you don't have to use your listings. You can use listings from your brokerage. It's always good, though, to get permission from the listing agent, but you're helping them sell their listings. And the articles that we provide, by the way, we look for every single month. We look for articles that will, if people actually click through to read them, will also indicate that they're a buyer or a seller. This is an agent. We have 8 clients all over the country. She's in New York City. She's out in Arizona. You can have also, you see in the header. So there's 3 ways we get leads: in your header, in the listings, and in the content that we provide. And so you're in your header, you can have 3 buttons: search button, home value button, and third button, anywhere you want to drive traffic to and be able to track who's going there. A lot of our agent clients have a lender that they use most of the time, and it'll connect to their website, which also allows a lender to contribute to their share on the monthly fees. So that's good to know. I just want to get to an article. So here this would be a good article. 3 ways to manage your home buying anxiety. So if someone clicked through in your database, someone clicked through to read this, this is someone that you'd want to reach out to find out if they're in the process or willing to get into the process of buying a home now. So I just want to show you that people are all over the country. This is an example of one of our agents providing. She provides us videos every single month. Videos could be on any topic. It's a testimonial from a client, showing off a listing, showing off an area, or giving information, again, matching the market. Oops. Let me get to one of Tina's market. Oops. Okay, so this is what our market reports look like. Again, it's done by the Cromford Report. What's great about it, so it's always an infograph. And down below, it talks about what these statistics mean to a buyer. And this month, we also put in the information regarding the COVID-19 virus, how it affected our market. What does it mean to sellers? And on the bottom, we always have a call to action, because the Phoenix Market Report is a general report to the whole area, not necessarily a specific subdivision, which could be quite different. So we put in a call to action here for them if they want to find out what's going on in their own market, in their own area where they live, or they want to find out the value of the home, or think about now in this market, if now is the right time to sell or buy, all right, just reply to the email that we sent out and it'll go to you. We do this for all over the country. So we have different templates that all we do is we go into their MLS, we plug and we take out the numbers and plug them into the templates. So we have about 6 different templates. This is one of our holiday emails. So this was Labor Day. So always nice, clean, easy to read. Your buttons are always on top. This is an example of those 6 extra pieces that we give you. So this Bill Thompson, he actually does a workshop. So he uses this as an invite. So, and this is an example of an extra email that we gave to our clients if they wanted to send it out to their database, like I did to mine. So this was, again, going back to the virus. This is how I can help you, how I can provide value, how I'm going to handle my business. So that had a very, very good response. And this is an example of a survey that we sent out. If you want to get more leads out of your database, and all we did was ask, in 2020, I am, and all they had to do is click on one of these, and you would find out who in your database clicked on which one. And there's a way to answer every single answer here. It makes you give them a call. This is an example of a listing announcement that we create for you. And now another great example of what we need to do during this time with the coronavirus, right? So I know for me, on my listings, I'm doing a 3D virtual tour. So now put that in your marketing that they can click through as well. A lot of click-throughs on the virtual tours. And so this is also part of my agent-to-agent referral business. So in my case, and most of my clients, we give out a 30% referral. Again, this is 90% of my business today. And we do this for Shirley. She's down in Ahwatukee. And I do it for agents all over the country. Here's a great example of someone thinking about where people move from. So she's in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And I asked her before she signed up with this, honestly, Amy, who is signing up? Who's moving to Grand Rapids, Michigan? It's too cold. But she said to me, she said, no, agents from other towns within Michigan move to Grand Rapids because it's a big city. And so she started marketing to agents all over Michigan, and she gets plenty of referrals. And this is just an example of my typical one. So that's what we do. If you want to find out more about what we do, just please contact me. If you want me to share with you anything that I presented to do, and if you wanted to wind up doing yourself, if you need information on how to do so, any way that I can help you do a better job of marketing to your sphere of influence, marketing to referral agents, please feel free to reach out to me anytime. I'll do my best to help you in any way. Okay? Any questions? No? Okay. Well, I thank you very much. Kelly, welcome back. Thank you very much for attending today, and keep in touch with me. Thank you.